Okay, so this video is going to be either slightly rushed one because I am going to a play centre with my son, and so I need to get the brownies made for him. They're going to be raspberry and black and summer fruits double chocolate brownies, and I have to leave in an hour, so I need to get them done quickly, put them in a Tupperware dish, pack up a few more things, and then literally just get out of here. So this is going to be quite a quick video, but we're going to give it a good go. I do still have some washing up which I haven't done. I don't think I'm going to have time to do, because my focus right now is just on literally getting the brownies made. So I'm going to read out what we need to do so we can kind of work it out. So we need to preheat the oven. So we'll just put the switch on and then turn the oven to 170 degrees, which is there. Line a cake tin with non-stick baking paper and set aside. So we actually will do that because I've actually bought some baking sheets, I think. So I've got these baking sheets and I've got this baking paper. And I might just use a couple of the sheets because I think it might be a bit easier that way. So I'm just going to open this and then take one out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get some butter from here. Let's just see, is there any? Yeah, there's a bit left in there. So I'm actually going to take my rings off because they're going to get in the way with baking. Wash my hands. Can you see me there? Move over a slight bit like that. So I'm going to wash my hands like this. Like I say, we're in a rush, so we can't really damage too much. So I'm just going to wash my hands like so. Then I'm going to proceed to literally use my hands, my bare hands, to just grease this tin. So I'm just going in to literally get butter all over it so that the baking sheet will stick to it. And this butter is really good. It's low fat and it's got buttermilk in it, so it's quite sticky. So hopefully now with, so it's just one baking sheet. It's quite large, isn't it? Anyway, hopefully now it should be okay with this baking sheet. We're going to just go like this. And fold it over like so. So it kind of covers the container like this. So I can't lift it up because it's just not gonna, it's not really liftable. It needs to be on a flat surface. So that's ready. What's next? We don't need this tray right now, I don't think. Will we need this tray? Potentially actually, because I think I'm just going to put this straight in the camping trolley, so we might need that. So what's next? We've lined the thing, melt the butter and melt the chocolate and butter together. How long do you cook this for? You cook it for 20 to 25 minutes, so we should have time if we're quick. So melt the chocolate and butter together. So we need 120 grams of butter. So we're going to put this back in here and then get our 120 grams of butter. This has been in the fridge, it's not been defrigerized. So we need half of this for 10 to 14 brownies, which I think is about what I want to make. So if this is 250 and we need 120, then we need half of this very hard butter, but we're melting it anyway. So and I laid everything out before, which is good. So all we need is, like, to be honest, we can just use this tray. Put this in there, get the sharp knife, which is, where is my sharp knife? It must be in here somewhere. Where's my sharp knife? things you need just disappear. It's slightly... It's on the magnetic back of that thingy. So we've got our butter here, and we're just going to cut it in half, like so. That's 120 grams, put that in there. And then we need 100 grams of dark chocolate. So let's wrap this butter up, put it back in the fridge. And then we get the chocolate. So we need 100 grams. The great thing is I thought I was going to have to use these measuring scales, but I'm not, because all the measurements are written on these things. So I'm sure I used to always like measure out the weight of chocolate, which you don't need to do because it says 200 grams on the packet. So we need 100 grams, so we literally just need half of this. I mean, I could double the portions, but because I'm in a rush, I kind of don't want to. So I'm going to do just slightly over half, just because it is dark chocolate, and the chocolatey the better. That's dark chocolate. So melt the chocolate and butter together. You can do this in a non-metallic bowl in the microwave, or in a heat-proof bowl over a small saucepan of simmering water. Right. Okay. So what I'm thinking actually is just use this saucepan and put this Pyrex over it, because the last time I used, so we're going to need to boil some water. Last time I used the Pyrex glass pasta bake dish, but I used it over the big saucepan and it just kept falling. It wasn't the right size for the saucepan. So this time I'm just using a small saucepan. And then after that you were going to be moving you over here, because of the fact that I'm going to be doing stuff in a bowl and it will be a better view if you're over here. But I just want to get this bit done first. So we're melting the chocolate and butter together. When the chocolate and butter are melted, we mix vigorously to combine, then we set aside and allow to cool. Then that's the point where we start using this mixing bowl and the sieve and all of that. So I think I'm going to throw these cherries now. I think they've seen I think they've seen better days. I'm going to do all of this stuff together so that we can easily access it. For now, we don't need this to be here. Okay, so right, let's turn on the heat. Actually, I wanted to put it on this one here so that you could perhaps see me stir it, so I can actually move you over here, my royal viewer, my YouTube subscriber or ad hoc viewer who's just seeing this for the first time. Okay, so the kettle's boiling so that we can melt the butter and the sugar. I'll give you a view of me stirring it once it's on the hob. And then whilst that's happening, we are going to, I've defrosted these berries, so I'm planning on I need to chop these up actually. So I might do that now. I just want to, let's get some scissors. I just want to chop up a few. I don't want to put in too many, but I'm kind of trying to make sure there's like at least something healthy in everything I cook, you know. When you're a mum and you've got children, you have to think about making sure that they're having a healthy diet. I mean, but obviously, it's better to have homemade treats than shop-bought treats, because the shop-bought treats have loads of additives in them, whereas the homemade ones don't. Okay, so I think we'll add, that's probably more than enough fruits. Yeah, I'm not going to add any more than that. This can go back in the freezer, which is looking a little bit thin on the ground. So we've got our forest fruits here. Can you see those? We've got blackberries, raspberries, cranberries and blueberries, I think. So we're just going to roughly chop these up into small pieces. They're actually still kind of frozen, which is really nice. They are like well on their way to being defrosted. But we're just gonna cut these up. Like, you're not even allowed to bring your own food into the centre, but I think that my son can enjoy these later, you know? It's just nice to not leave people empty-handed, isn't it, when you meet up with them, especially when they're your children and family. And just give my son a little sample of Mum's cooking, and especially Mum's baking, which I am pretty good at, if I do say so myself, especially when I follow a recipe. But I have the faculties too. Right, okay, I think these are, just give them a roll. So that's all mushed up now, the forest fruits, just to give it kind of like a tangy edge to complement the sweetness. Okay, so the water boiled, the hob is hot. So what we're gonna do, I'm like really excited to go to this place and today with my son, because I think he's gonna have like the best time. Like, I'm in a good mood. I like slept last night, woke up really early, did some yoga. Like, I felt very tired this morning. I had quite bad fatigue, low energy. But now I feel a bit more like excited because I'm like going out and I'm gonna be like doing different. So we're putting this on top of the pan, and like I've got him a potty training ladder. I still can't find the bat and ball thing that I bought him. I'm gonna break up this chocolate so that it's easier to melt. Yeah, I still can't find the felt pads and ball that I bought him, but I'm gonna have a good look before I leave. I need to leave at like ideally like 11:15, so that I can get I think it's at 12 o'clock, the train, and it only takes 15 minutes to get the train to the station I'm going to, so it's not too bad actually, but I do need to leave enough time to get there. Right, okay, so let's move you over here now. I don't know, can you see me there? So we've just got this Pyrex dish, which has got chocolate and butter in it, or lard. Which is more affordable butter, but the same thing and really good for baking, with some dark chocolate that's just melting over a pan of hot boiling water. We're going to give that a stir. I might actually add the vanilla extract at this stage, because why not? Like, I'm going to add it at some point. So we're going to do a dash of vanilla extract, put that back into fridge. I'm also going to add a dash of maple syrup, just because it gives it that sort of autumnal edge. So that's melting. We're going to use this spatula type thing to stir that when it starts to melt. And now what we're going to do is relocate ourselves to here. Are you still recording? Okay, so now is the main event. So we've got our stainless steel mixing bowl here, and we need to stir the two types of sugar together. So we need 150 grams of dark brown and 150 grams of caster. So this is 1 kilogram. We need 150 grams, so a tenth of this. So let's just estimate that. Okay, we're just going to estimate that. I want it to be quite low sugar. I have added maple syrup already, which, like I said, we are getting back into like cooking anything after a like 3-year hiatus. So this is not like a particularly healthy recipe, but it's just a start. It's just a start. I'm just following the book. But when I used to bake, I used to use coconut oil, I used to use coconut sugar, I used to use brown flour, and I have every intention of, you know, getting back into that sort of healthy, wholesome form of baking, you know, and cooking, like using brown rice. and everything like that. But right now, like, I just want to get the things baked and just get back into the habit of like preparing, you know, healthy, like just any food really. So bear with me on that. Okay, so apple cinnamon chocolate, beaten eggs, mixed together. So we need how many eggs? 2. We need 2 large eggs. Wait, the eggs are over here. Okay, so we need 2 large eggs and they need to be beaten. So I'm actually going to use, I think, these are mixed size British eggs. So I don't know if they're like the same as large or... oh boy, I just don't know. I don't know whether to use 3 or 2. What do we think? I think I'm going to use 3 just to be on the safe side. So, to do this, I'm just going to use this glass and I'm going to just literally mix it so you can see. Got my glass, crack in 1 egg, like so, 2 eggs, like so, you see me, and 3 eggs, like so. Put all the eggs. That is flowing. Let's give it a stir. So we're just stirring this now on the hob. I hope you can see me stirring it, but it feels like something's happening here. Might turn down the heat a bit. Don't want anything to explode up to the ceiling. Anyway, it looks like it's melting well. So we've cracked our eggs. Now we're just going to do this the old-fashioned way, where my grandma used to do it. Actually, she didn't. She used to use a proper whisk. And we do actually have a whisk here, but I don't think it's necessary. I think we can just whisk them instead. So we're just whisking our eggs nicely, like so. And then we are going to just literally pour our eggs into the mixture like so. Shake that glass, put that in the sink, and then we just beat all this together really vigorously so that it all mixes in and creates like this kind of batter, sort of like a goldy, syrupy kind of caramelised kind of batter. Like that, really good stir, like so. And then pour in the cooled melted chocolate and butter and stir to combine well. So next up we want to make sure that this chocolate and butter has melted. What I should have done, which I'm now realising, can you see me there? What I should have done is break up the butter before I put it in the pan, because then it would have melted quicker. And you see, this is what I mean by like we're learning. Stuff like this, it might seem obvious, but when you haven't literally baked anything for 3 years, it takes a bit of time to get back into the swing of baking for others. So we'll just chop up this lard like so, and then we can put that over here. I'm just wondering if I should be adding in the forest fruits to the melting butter, and do you know what? Should I not? I think I should. It's a good idea to, because I think that it will kind of like, maybe like just to make sure they're defrosted before they go in the oven, and just why not? It feels like it's the right thing to do. I'm going to speed up a bit because we do not have much time. This is not going to be a chatty vlog because like we are in a rush, everybody. We are in a rush to get to this play centre. Okay, so that's melting. Okay, let's just have a look anyway to see what we do next. So after this, we want to sift the flour and salt through a sieve into the bowl. Flour and salt in a sieve into the bowl. So the flour we need is 150 grams. So we're going to need 150 grams of flour. Yet again, I'm going to have to just estimate it, but I think that'll be okay. I mean, I know the consistency of a brownie batter. You want it to be less flour, more other stuff, because that's just the way it is. I mean, we could measure it. Do you know what? Let's measure it. Let's do some measuring. Let's try and give this a rinse. because the butter hasn't even melted yet. So we can use these measuring scales. The only problem is I don't have like a container for them, like a light. Actually, wait too soon if I do. Okay, so we'll put that. Wait a second, let's turn this on. Wait, can you see me there? Okay, so what we're doing right now is we're actually going to measure with these weighing scales the flour we need. So we're going to try and. That says. Why is it on ounces? Unit, ounces, millilitres. We want grams. Pounds, grams. Okay, so this is currently saying 23 grams. We want 150 grams of this. So we need to do 150 minus 20, which is 130. Wait, what am I talking about? So 23 plus 150 is 170. So when this gets to 170, that's when we know we've got enough flour. Okay, that's 178, that'll be fine. I don't think it'll make much difference, 8 grams, since we're in a rush. Now all we have to do is put that back over here. And then I think that our chocolate and butter has nearly melted now, almost. So shortly we can add it to our bowl. I mean, I don't know why can't I add the flour now, you know? Sift the flour and salt through a sieve into the bowl and gently stir in. It's fine, we can add the flour now once that's finishing the melting. So we've got our sieve. We're gonna move this spoon out of the way, pour in all the flour like so, and then we're just going to literally sieve it all in. It's only 150 grams, so we don't need to, you know, do it bit by bit. Just do it all in one go, like so, and then we're going to get, that's what it looks like now, just like got white flour in it. I'm just going to get our spoon and stir it all in. Yeah, I can start using my measuring scales now. I was just a bit intimidated because I haven't done it for so long. Who does she think she is? You know, actually measuring out and baking proper cakes, you know. But anyway, we've done it now, which is good. Broke the camel's back. So just giving this a good stir, getting all the white flour from around the edges. Like in future, I will be using brown flour because it's much better for you. And just giving it in this really good stainless steel bowl with a good stir to get some air into it, like so. And then I think that this butter, gosh, it's taking its sweet time, I must say. It is taking its sweet time. And I haven't added the extra chocolate because I didn't need it. We've also got these chocolate chips here, which we are going to add. So we can just open these and ready to pour in. In fact, let's just pour them in now. And then once these are in the oven for the 25 minutes, hopefully touch wood I'll have enough time, all I need to do is put my shoes on, put on a top that's a bit more, in fact I'll go and get it for you 1 second. So because I'm with like my little boy, obviously I want to dress appropriately. So what I'm thinking of wearing is this silk, just because I can't be bothered to have to take off this top, even though it is a bit low cut. I just cannot be bothered, you know. It took me time to find this outfit, something that suited me, and I like this top. So I don't want to change it, but I'm going to wear this silk chemise, which has got little flowers on it here. I'm going to wear this with, I think, this lovely scarf here, and then that kind of makes me look a bit more maternal and motherly. Not that there's any rule book for mothers who use their feminine bodies and breasts to feed their children, but some people are funny about women showing the bodies they use to create a new human life, so I'm respecting that, completely respecting that. I don't want to get any funny comments, so I'm just now wearing this, got that ready, and then all we need to do is make sure that when the brownies come out, we'll put these busy Christmas trees on the top of the tin, and I'm going to bring like a knife so we can like cut it up, maybe outside. And then I just need to put my shoes on, just like anything I bought for my son, put that in the trolley. I mean, I'm bringing the trolley just because I think, although it's only one thing at the moment, it's kind of nice to have the trolley because then I can put like my rucksack in there as well and not have to have anything on my back. You know, I could use bags to bring everything, but I'd just much rather have a trolley and then be able to kind of wheel things along, be nice and relaxed, no stress, and just have a positive journey. Although getting the trolley down the stairs is a bit tricky. So I'm just mixing in the chocolate chips now. Got this loud drilling outside my window. I remember my grandma had that in like, whilst I was pregnant I went to visit her. She's dead now, but there was like loud drilling outside her house, and looking back I wish I'd contacted the council about it. It must have been really upsetting for her. But anyway, I think if I had a big house I'd probably be drilling all the time, so I understand. Okay, this lard is very nearly melted. Last few cubes are melting now. So yeah, and then like I can't find my gilet. My gilet has gone walking, so I'm probably just going to wear a light coat or just not wear a coat actually. I'll just put the coat in the trolley. That's another thing I can do, actually put my coat in the trolley. And then just head off really. I hope I put my headphones on charge yesterday. I literally got in from my cleaning job and literally fell asleep like at 6:30 p.m. and woke up at like 12:30 at night. Don't ask me why, but that's what I did. But 6 hours is a good amount for me, to be honest. I'm happy with that. Although the other day I slept for literally 12 hours. I think it's because my phone went dead, so I wasn't woken up by the radio. But I like to have like background noise when I'm going to sleep. So yeah, but anyway, this is nearly melted. So we've got a clear action plan. We just need to get this bus to the play centre, and then I think my son will be thrilled with these. The only thing I'm worried about is, am I going to have enough time to cook them? Maybe not. If so, I might have to get an Uber to the station if I'm really running late, which isn't particularly what I want to do, but I feel like it might be what I end up doing. I need to learn how to drive, everyone, honestly, because the learning to drive isn't something I really want to have to do, because I prefer like walking to the bus stop as a reason to get my step count in. But at the same time these days, you know, if you're bringing presents and flowers to people, if you're going to work and you're bringing cleaning products, or if you're working on film sets and you're having to drive out of the city, you need a car. If you're transporting your child around, if you're having children, you're going to pregnancy appointments, at the hospital, you need a car. So I need to learn to drive. Like, I know I'll be fine at it, but I just need to bite the bullet really and learn. So I'm going to do that eventually. And then I can just, like, it would be nice right now if I could just say, yeah, I'm just going to go down, hop in the car, put the cake tin in the back of the seat for it to cool, and that's that. But instead, it's like I've got to walk all the way to the bus stop, wait for the bus, get on a busy packed bus, you know, then walk from the bus stop through the station, buy my train ticket on the way, and it's all just so many people and stress and noises and things you can't control, whereas when you're driving it's like you get in the car, you drive to the station, you're there. Okay, I think that this is now more than ready. Don't know why I'd put the oven switch on, but anyway, let's turn that off now, and then what we're going to do is literally we're just going to tip this chocolate mixture, you can see that, into the cake batter with the chocolate chips. Give that a good shake to get all the chocolate off. And then, usually I'd spoon this out, but am I going to do that now? No. Why is that? Because I don't have the time. Am I going to be using this wire rack to cool the brownies? No, I'm not, because I don't have time. But I think it's the thought that counts, you know. I'm thinking of my son. I want him to have a lovely treat, homemade treat from his mother. So I'm doing some Lydia baking and it's actually going extremely well so far. Brownies are actually my specialty, so I want to do a good job. That's why I'm measuring them up correctly. So let's give that a good old stir. Okay, that's the batter. Bingo, done. Last but not least, what we are going to be doing is getting our baking tray, having a taste test. Oh. Right, that go on my top? Probably. Meaning I wouldn't be able to wear this white chemise. Oh no, it's fine. Okay, so let's move. Let's pour out the boiling water. Over this. Pour that out, and then we've got our lined cake tin, and we're just going to pour out mixture into it like so. Like so. And then it is going straight in the oven. Okay, so so we have done that. Like that is all ready and complete. Again, I'd usually spoon out that mixture, but we're not going to be doing that today. So I've actually, it's good, I've thought ahead and I've put a baking tray already in there so that this will be on a flat surface. Is that the best thing to do though? Because that might stop it cooking and it might overcook it. No, I don't think that is the best thing to do. So let me get my this oven glove from here, from my hook, and then just got my oven glove on. Take out the baking tray and put it over here, and then just use this, lift this up, and then it's going straight in the oven. Like so. Close the oven door. Why did I turn the oven off? What am I doing? What am I doing? This is what I mean with my memory. It's just very temperamental. Right. So that can go in there. And then all we're going to need to do is we're going to be using this to transport because it's washed and has sides to it rather than the tray. And then all I'm going to need is some cling film here to put over it. We've got the sweets, so we'll put those on when it goes out of the oven. I don't have a clock in here yet. I need to get a clock actually, that reminds me. So I can't tell you, oh no, it says it's 11. So this is perfect because I need to leave in about 25 minutes. So we leave this in until 25 past 11, then it'll be cooked. We take it out, put it in the baking tray, put the cling film over it, put it in my camping trolley. We're all ready to go. We've got everything in the trolley that we need for my son. And then we head out the door and hopefully can get the bus rather than paying for an Uber. So thank you for watching my baking video. I hope you've enjoyed. This is my wallpaper that I put on the door, and then I've got the wreath here. You can see that wreath, and then I've also put up lots of tinsel here, and I've got tinsel here, picture of my son and I, more tinsel here, flowers. And then I was going to put tinsel up there, and I want to put some through here and something over here as well. But yeah, that's the kitchen so far, and I hope you've enjoyed this baking video and get something from it. And I'll let you know what they look like when they're out the oven if I remember. Thanks for watching, take care.